Danny Garcia wins a unanimous decision over Redkach. Both of the Swifts actually won a unanimous decision, and basically both of the fights were really showcase fights and stay busy fights for both of the Swifts, the original Danny and of course no other than Hurd after his loss to J-Rock. That being said, Danny Garcia was doing well against Redkach early on in the fight. Redkach, y'all might know him from fighting the likes of Tevin Farmer and Alexander. He knocked out Alexander last year, I believe. And Tevin Farmer, when he fought Redkach, I believe Tevin Farmer even moved up a weight class. And that's what really put Tevin Farmer on the map. He showed his skills that night because Redkach was actually a hot commodity at the time. However, when he fought Alexander at 147, Alexander wasn't the same Alexander that fought Bradley and them. But that being said, who knew Redkach was actually going to go 12 rounds and have his Mike Tyson moment and not pay for it? He bit Danny Garcia, I believe, in the later rounds when Danny Garcia actually had him hurt right before that, or the round before that, and you thought Danny was actually going to finish him. But just like Hurd, just like the other Swift, he waited too late to get the job done. It's one thing to work on your skill, it's one thing to wait for the perfect time, but it's another to miss your opportunity. Like Eminem said, you only get one shot to get a chance to blow. So you can't let it go regardless of your skill level or the skill gap between you and your opponent. That's how you have to treat every opponent. Keith Thurman made the same mistake when he fought Bundu. He dropped Bundu in the first round. And then after that, guess what happened? Because he wanted to go rounds, it actually went 12 rounds. More so than 6 rounds just to stay active and stay busy, then turn up on your opponent and get him out of there. It's not that easy. Even if it's a showcase fight. Obviously, for Keith Thurman at the time, that was his most difficult fight up to that date. Meanwhile, Danny Garcia, this was supposed to be his showcase fight. I mean, he let Redkach get away with having his Mike Tyson moment in New York City, in Brooklyn, where if you could make it there, you could make it anywhere. And according to Danny Garcia, Redkach even told him, Mike Tyson. He whispered to his ear. So it's like, man, is you serious? Obviously, that probably threw Danny Garcia off. And he was just like, what the heck? And got him off his game plan. But you have to have that tunnel vision, because even his dad in the corner told him, you better go and finish him on some Mortal Kombat-ish. And Danny Garcia actually went for the finish in the next round, but got caught with an uppercut and had him thinking twice. Everybody has a game plan till they get hit. That's just the moral of the story. And after that, Redkach started to have some serious success by landing actually at one point 4 body shots in a row just during one sequence, and Danny Garcia did not make him pay. So that being said, I don't know if Danny Garcia got hurt at one point where he started backing up instead of standing his ground, because it looked like at one point he was about to finish Redkach. And after Redkach had his Mike Tyson moment, he started fighting like Mike Tyson for real, backing up Danny Garcia and actually landing here and there during different sequences. So that being said, Danny Garcia definitely didn't perform his best. I mean, he had his moments, don't get me wrong. He was fighting for positioning like he did at one point by throwing the right hand and switching to southpaw the way Floyd Mayweather did with Zab Judah. But the only difference is he wouldn't follow up with a left hook the way Floyd Mayweather did against Zab Judah. And that's part of making adjustments. Danny Garcia, he basically figured out part of the equation, which is get yourself in the right position, but he didn't follow up with the right punch. I don't know what he was seeing in particular. I don't know what Redkach was doing that had Danny Garcia hesitating to throw certain punches, because he even fought Tevin Farmer at one point, and Tevin Farmer performed very well, but Tevin Farmer is a slick boxer. So obviously Danny Garcia was the bigger guy, so he was supposed to at least get Redkach out of there. So obviously people compared him to Saka in that fight in particular, but Redkach is a little bit better in my opinion. Obviously, of course, he definitely performed better. So the moral of the story of tonight is both of the Swift had a good night. They learned a thing or two. That's what every fighter does every time he steps in the ring. He learned a thing or two. That's the main thing. Lose or win. However, overall, Hurd had the better night because the original Swift didn't bring his A game. Even according to him, he felt good, but it seemed like he even struggled to make the weight. So that being said, I'm not trying to give him any excuses. I'm just saying this was supposed to be his showcase fight, and he didn't look too good. Even according to him, he said he felt good, but he didn't perform to his best because, like I said, Redkach was supposed to be a showcase fight for Manny Pacquiao or Errol Spence next, as we talked about in split decision. Now, of course, Manny Pacquiao, as we speak, could be calling Al Heyman saying he want him next. Mikey Garcia, after turning down the fight with Danny Garcia, where he could have been here tonight, of course, he's fighting Jesse Vargas on the zone instead. So he might get interested in fighting Danny Garcia now. Manny Pacquiao, like I said, he probably looking at him and thinking, maybe I could dance around him like I did against Oscar De La Hoya, because he's stuck in the mud, even though he's a good fighter, but he doesn't have the footwork to follow up and compete with me on my legendary level. Of course, Errol Spence won all the smokes with everybody. On the other hand, Terrence Crawford, I believe Danny Garcia is the #2 ranked on the WBO. So that being said, because the WBO has a rule of you can't fight for the title if you lost your last fight. So Porter can't fight Terrence Crawford for the WBO title as we speak because he's coming off a loss. That being said, the only time the WBO broke that rule when Lomachenko was coming off a loss, and some way, somehow, he lost to Salido and they let him fight Gary Russell. But that's here, near or there. The main thing is, in the sport of boxing, expect the unexpected. It's like we almost see something new every day. And I'm talking about from upsets to performances to even biting on the ear, on the neck. I mean, we done seen it all. Flying carpets like Prince Naseem Hamed, you name it. Boxing brings it to the table. So who thought Redkach was going to have his Mike Tyson moment and bite on Danny Garcia in front of New York City? But the only thing, he got away with it. So if Manny chooses to fight Errol Spence, that eliminates both of them guys. On the other hand, Danny could fight the likes of Mikey Garcia, Keith Thurman, and a lot of other fighters like Porter and Terrence Crawford. There's a lot of options. We're going to talk about it tomorrow in split decision. So go ahead and click on the notification bell so y'all won't miss the hottest show, the hottest boxing debate / talk show. Call in, tune in every Sunday live. Click on the notification bell to get notified every time we post or go live on split decision every Sunday. And of course, if you are a casual fan and you want to become a hardcore boxing fan and graduate from the Akhi University, then it's for free to attend the Akhi University. All you have to do is subscribe below if you're trying to get smart about a minute. If you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't. And listen to these casual fans / old media. And of course, shout out to Dante for starting the new media wave. Shout out to Lunatoon for the funniest boxing memes. That's my broski. Follow him in the description box below. Go ahead and click on his IG and keep it a G. And follow me too at Akhi TV. Cop the Akhi merch if you want to be dripped up like the Akhi be on split decision. And see y'all tomorrow. Peace, and we yadi, and to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV.